he's kind of going low profile today. You can barely see Michael Irvin, who has to go through American airports. You did not want to be spotted today.
Right. Yeah, I'm coming through creeping and hiding, just like somebody looked at me and said, "Are you Deacon Moss from The Longest Yard?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." Because that's what I was trying to pull back up, Deacon Moss. If you think I'm a prisoner, you just let me get through here and leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Just let me get through
Okay,
here.
so I will say this.
Because that thing bad right now in Dallas, and walking around, I usually have my cowboy hat on, all that stuff, none of that. All black, just trying to get through now.
I get it.
Yeah.
So when Jerry is taking big swings, firing Tom Landry, getting Deion, buying the Cowboys, big loan, it's worked. When he's played it safe, I'm not going to get Derrick Henry at the trade line. I'm going to move Amari Cooper so we're more cap flexible. Jerry's a wildcatter in oil. When he has taken big risks, I believe to get out of this mess, because right now, Michael, it's very unique. I'm going to name quarterbacks. They're all in their prime. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Herbert, Goff. Okay, you're not winning right now. I believe you have to, if you go 3-14, and I think it's possible, I'm hiring Deion, and I'm giving away the farm to get up to Shedeur Sanders. Am I crazy?
Not at all. Not at all. And I like it. I'm just telling you I like it. Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You say if you're going to hire Deion and give away the farm to get up and get Shedeur, I think you're going to be right there to get Shedeur anyway. You see what I mean?
Yeah, so
just by the way this season is going.
If you lose to the Giants on Thanksgiving.
You're not going to have to give up the farm. You're going to be pick 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Or certainly pick 1 or 2. You know, the way you're playing right now. At home, you're on an average, that 6-game losing streak you're on at home. At home. This is why I'm dressed in black. We can't even come up with anything at home. Prior to this 0-6 at home, we won 16 in a row.
You just were at the Colorado game. You're close with Deion Sanders.
Right. I spent Friday with Jerry, Saturday with Deion, and Sunday praying for the union. Let me just be real with you. Let me ask you,
do you think Deion, and I think he loves college, but if his son and Travis Hunter are gone, do you think Deion would listen to Jerry Jones' call if he offered him the job?
I think Deion, if Jerry and the Cowboys up there around 1 and going to get Shedeur, if you want somebody to follow footsteps, you got Shedeur, you get Deion. I absolutely believe that happens because
you do.
Let me just. Deion understands how important it is to have that relationship with your quarterback.
Yes.
More important than anything else in the world on the next level is that relationship with your quarterback. If you don't believe me, ask the New York Jets and all the people that are disappearing over there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that, and Deion understands that.
Good point.
Deion understands that.
By the way, what do you make of that Jets? They fired their GM today. What do you make of Aaron and the Jets?
The Jets, I said, messed up when they tried to make Aaron Rodgers the main thing. Instead of keeping their main thing as the main thing. They were primarily a run team that played great defense, that needed some guidance at quarterback.
Right.
And that their fight was to go find the quarterback that can come in and make the few plays that they need. Throw the ball 25 times a game, not just 55 times. You know, the first 6 weeks of the season, they were in the top 3. Now, they realized they messed up. So the last 4 weeks, they've tried to come back from all the throwing, but it's too late. They allowed Aaron Rodgers to pull them into his fight of trying to prove to everybody, the woke crowd in Green Bay, that I still have it, instead of Aaron Rodgers being added to their fight, which is a run game and defense.
They've got an identity issue.
Right. And they let Aaron Rodgers bounce around their identity. Now, you take a Super Bowl winning, all-pro quarterback, and you say, well, we don't have one of those. We'll just listen to what he says, and you got disaster. You take a Super Bowl winning, all-pro quarterback that has stumbled, and you give him to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where there's a coach who has already set the order. We already got our identity. We're running the ball and playing defense. And Russell, can you make a few plays for us?
That's interesting.
That's the difference.
So
that's the difference.
Mike had created
made
the identity.
Russell join his stuff. Aaron Rodgers made the Jets join his stuff. And now they are in disaster.
That's a really good point. That basically Mike Tomlin said, because I've argued forever, people think Brady was the savior of Tampa. But as Tom knew, that was a loaded roster.
Boy, you know what? That's a good point,
Stafford
too.
came to L.A. He wasn't the savior. They'd been to the Super Bowl.
That's a good point, too. That was a good point.
So when Russell went to Denver, he was viewed as the savior, Aaron to the Jets. It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
there is no such thing unless you're Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen to be the savior.
What you're saying is nobody's giving up the savior. Nobody's giving up a savior. By the time you get him, he's no longer a savior. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a disciple of the savior, but he's no savior himself.
Right.
You see what I mean?
So you like the Steelers, what they've done with Russell?
I love what the Steelers have done. And the move that Mike made at 6-2, going, when the kid was all
Justin Fields, 4-2, they moved off.
4-2. I mean, 4-2 move off for Justin Fields and still go and get what he's got in the last few weeks.
That's hard to do, by the way, Michael. We have a winning record and move off the popular kid that everybody likes.
Oh, and because if it didn't work, if it doesn't work, they're gonna chop you up and chew you out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it worked in an extraordinary way. And I loved how he did the other day. And honestly, I love the kid, and I'm praying for the kid. But Mike Tomlin, thank God they won that game the other day.
Yeah.
Or we would have been back on the kid again. Justin Fields, like you see why Mike Tomlin made the change.
Yeah.
Even that little 1-yard slide early, that early 1-yard slide could have cost that game.
Yep.
Could have cost that game. And that's what Mike is saying. I just want the guy to not make the mistake that's going to cost me a game.
That's right.
Just hold on to the ball and not make the mistakes that's going to cost me a game. Luckily, they were able to get that first down and win that game.
Okay, let's talk about the Lions. So you played on a Cowboy team. When I was a kid growing up, the Steelers in 1975 had about 9 Hall of Famers. The Cowboy team you were on had 4 or 5, 6 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
You start looking at Penei Sewell, Amon St. Brown, Jared Goff.
I love this.
When he's healthy, Aiden Hutchinson, the Branch, the safety. You start looking at that team, Detroit. You know you've been on one of those.
Right.
When you go into the game and it's like, we'll be playing with a lead every Sunday. Do you think the Lions, are they peaking too early? Are you concerned that they're not being pushed back a little? They're rolling over teams now.
Right. Now, let me tell you when I look at the Lions, I said, because I said this, last year on Undisputed, and when I saw them, I said, man, it reminds me a lot of our young team. Because young talent everywhere. And it's not just they got young talent. They love playing football together. Like, we love playing football together. When we were coming up, the early Cowboys, 90 Cowboys. Now, the difference here is Jared Goff. Which Jared Goff are we going to have? There's a Jared Goff they let go from right out here in L.A. because they said you can't win the big game.
With a strictly pocket guy.
Right. And then they won the big game without him. So that's the stain on him. Now, he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, Jared Goff is. And he's going to need that chip so he can remove that stain. You see what I mean? He's going to need that chip to remove that stain. Now, which Jared Goff do you get? That team I'm talking about that we were with the Cowboys, we ran off 7 straight victories with Steve Berline at quarterback one time. Remember? Steve Berline at quarterback, we ran through everybody. We got in the playoffs, and we lost to a Detroit team in the playoffs. Steve Berline had great talent. And we would have won a lot of games with Steve Berline, and we would have got some playoff games with Steve Berline, but we never would have become a dynasty with him. Troy Aikman took us to the dynasty level when we got him back. Now, Jared Goff has the range to be Steve Berline or Troy Aikman. If he stays Steve Berline, they'll continue to do this and just get in the playoffs and never get there. Right. But if he turns back into the number 1 pick of the draft and become Troy Aikman, playing within himself like Troy played within himself, then this Detroit team can do some of the things that 90 Cowboys team did.
Okay, so I want to get into this whole Jake Paul Tyson thing. So the thing we talked about before we went on the air, can you talk about that or no?
What? But Jake Paul. Yeah. That's
okay,
uppercut.
okay.
The uppercut. Yeah, I've been saying. Yeah, I saw somebody. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, although many are proven true, so that's okay.
Right. But you're an analyst. You're an analyst.
That's
and
right.
And any analyst has the answer: who, what, where, when, why. Who, what, where, when, why.
So I wondered something during the fight. And what did you say to me before you went on the air today on a contract?
I said I was looking for Mike Tyson because he got me too. When he walked in that ring, I saw death in his eyes. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I see some scare." I was scared. I said, "Oh, that don't look like nobody coming to play, right?" And I was looking for that patented one in the body, uppercut.
Okay, so was I.
One to the body, one.
That was his, his left hook and his uppercut were the drop shots.
That's it. You see, and when he hits that bat, it's boom, 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 and you're like, I want to see that. I want to see that.
So why didn't we get
and
one?
We didn't get it.
Why?
Not a one. And then I heard somebody. I saw somebody read somewhere where somebody said it was in the contract.
No uppercuts.
No uppercut.
Seriously, I kind of buy this.
Yeah, they had it in the contract. Come on, guys. Why wouldn't Mike throw an uppercut?
If Nolan Ryan pitched in a game at 60 and never threw a fastball,
right,
and you'd be like,
sums up. Well,
what's going on?
If Mike Irvin had good knees and could still play football and didn't run a slant route, something fixed. That's all I'm saying. Something is fixed.
So I know I watched it.
You got to stick with what you do.
Now, I know Mike had a blood transfusion. He almost died July 20th. And I said the fight should have been in March. His body was still recovering. He ran out of gas third round. But if you watch Tyson's career, the uppercut
was his patent.
It was the kill shot. It was, and he didn't throw one.
And once he hit you in that stomach and you just lean over a little bit, you set yourself up for that uppercut. And here it comes.
Okay, the other thing is Jake Paul, by about the fifth round, had a chance.
Yeah.
And I wondered after what you said, did Jake Paul say, listen, I signed a contract. He can't throw an uppercut. I'm not going to humiliate him. Because I agreed to a deal that Mike can't throw. Yeah. He can't hit cleanup. He can't bring the bomb.
Right. And I like that he did that. I like that he didn't go kill Mike. And which is funny because Jake gets a lot of hate and pushback on I like the guy. I like him. I mentioned it on the broadcast. You got to honor and respect a man.
He works hard.
That hacks the whole game like he has hacked the whole game. That did it his way, then listened it in your way, and still got right where he wanted to be. Deion Sanders is doing that in football as a head coach. He's doing the same thing. He's hacked the system. He said, I'm doing this my way, and you guys got to respect that. I mean, I think he's a brilliant guy. And he got kudos for me for honoring Mike Tyson with that $20 million gift package and pulling up in the fifth round.
I want to
eighth round.
I want to go back to the Shedeur Sanders Deion thing. Now, people will push back and say, well, what are you going to do with Dak? And my take is Dak will have a market. Somebody will pay some of the contract. And the truth is, Denver has shown us, even with $50 million of dead cap money, Russell Wilson, if you get the coach and the quarterback right, you can still be good.
You can still be good.
Because you're not paying Bo Nix for 5 years.
Right.
So you can handle that dead cap. And somebody would comment, Dak would have a market.
Yeah, Dak will have a market. There's no doubt. You go to Dak
before the draft pick and say, we're going to take Shedeur. Where do you want to go? And we'll try to make it. We'll be good. We'll be good suitors. We'll go find the suitors. You pick the team you want. We'll try to get it there.
Yeah.
You just don't make it public so we have leverage.
And listen, I love Dak, and Dak has given us a lot of wins. And I'm sitting here listening to these scenarios, and I say to myself, wow. I would hate to see Dak go. I love Dak. But right now, when you look at the Cowboys as they are currently constructed, you got to say there's something that has to be done here.
Sure.
You can't continue to lose games at home
blowouts.
At a 38-13 clip. You're losing these games 38-13 in front of your home crowd. It's just getting bad. So something has to be shaken up and be done. And Jerry has to get it done.
People don't understand how hard Michael works. So the last 3 days, where have you been?
Oh, first I did the game. I meant the fight in Dallas.
Okay, that's Friday.
And then Friday. And then I
Saturday.
Went to Colorado Saturday.
Okay.
And came back Sunday, went to the Monday night game, and then flew here early Tuesday morning.
And you don't do the private stuff?
So I could be here with you. No, I don't do private planes. I don't. I don't know. I fly every day, and I'm still scared of planes. I don't know.
What do you mean you're scared?
Chris, stop laughing over there, Chris. I don't know, man. People, I'm telling you, man, when I get on an airplane and we hit turbulence, oh, my God, man, my anxieties get so bad because I can't control it. You know what I mean? I'm not in control.
How about a gummy?
So that person be next to me, oh, my God, they'd be so happy to be next to me, right? I can see them. They get the phone, they take somebody, and they doing this right here. They trying to show people that's me, like, take it. And then we hit turbulence, I grab them. You know, my hands are pretty strong. I grab them so tight, they be like, ooh, like, they ain't so happy to sit next to me anymore. They're like, why
how about
so
a gummy?
Scared?
You ever take a gummy?
Yeah, not on I appreciate you giving me the chance to tell people that on TV. Yeah, I took a gummy. Yeah, it didn't work quite like I wanted it to. I was still grabbing at everything.
Yeah, I get
it. Any turbulence, man. I don't know why, man. I'm going to work on it.
It's some uncertainty of what's happening in your life. You can't control it.
And I live on it almost every day. I'm flying. Every day I don't know why I have this fear in me. My friends, right, they send a plane sometimes. They want me to come, and they'll send a plane. Be it the nicest plane, a G5, G6. I'll leave it right in the hangar and go get me a plane on Southwest Airlines. And tell them, come pick me up at the airport, man.
You know what?
Tell your pilot to fly the plane back.
That's why you relate, and you've endured. You're one of the people.
I'm one of the people.
You're walking through those crappy airports like the rest of us.
Yeah, just like the rest. So I can get the feel of the people. So I can speak with the people.
Yeah.
You can't get the feel of the people without speaking with the people. That's how you can communicate.
Okay, and you broke news today. You do believe, and I do too, that if Shedeur went to the Cowboys, Deion would accept the job.
I believe 100%. And I can tell you, good sources have told me that. Great sources have told me that. That's all I can say like that without violating anything else.
The playmate. You know I love having you.
I love you too, buddy. I love having you. I love being with you, buddy.
All right.
We're going to make this a regular next year. We're going to make it a regular.
You're always welcome. The
Every
playmaker.
Tuesday,
J-Mac around the corner there.